Hi everybody, this is Love Truth Tarot, and I'm just going to pull some cards for the collective again, and I don't know what decks I'm using. I'm just kind of going with the flow here. I'm going to clear the energy. Clear off a little bit of that stuff from my incense. Okay, so I'm going to pull from these ancestor cards, ancestor oracle cards. And it's raining, and I got my fan on, so there'll be noise in the back. What are the messages that the collective needs to hear right now? What messages? Oh, wow. Okay. So, oh my goodness, that scared me. Usually I don't get scared from thunder. I like it. That scared the crap out of me. Whew. So maybe that's a sign that you are going through maybe a scary time in your life right now. Some of you might obviously be singers, or you use your voice in some sort of way. Oh, I just pulled this, but I'm going to try to, I always have a habit of shuffling as I'm talking, so like other cards might pop out, just so you know. Wow, it's really coming down, and it's loud. That thunder is loud. So what I'm getting to is that during this time to, like an animal, to trust your instincts. Whatever is telling you maybe what to stay away from, or yeah, I'm getting like what might be a threat or a perceived threat. Sometimes we can think things are threats and they're not, but I think it's more like we need to evaluate what is really a threat and what's really not. I got these. And then we also have shadow, darkness. So what I'm getting from that is that there's a lot of stuff that's still in our shadow that we need to clear out. Got this one too. Just so I can read these. I'm going to put it like that. Let's read these though. I accept that good things come easily. I am a super attractor. I can do less and attract more. When I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature. So, I think at this time, obviously, it's all about being in alignment with who you really are, your true self, and being in alignment with spirit, with the universe. Know that good things come when you are in alignment, and you don't even have to do much. You do less, and then you attract more. It's all about your mindset, training your mind to know, like, because I know that a lot of the times, I'm speaking for a lot of the spiritual, like, people in the spiritual community, like, that know about manifesting and then attracting, and it's like, sometimes we lose it, you know? Sometimes, like, we know this in our hearts, but then we don't apply it to our lives. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do that. Because it's like, it needs to become a habit. So what I'm getting is, we need to create more of a positive habit. Not just positive, but a habit of knowing, like, almost like reminding yourself consistent, like in a consistent manner. Remind yourself that you are that super attractor. Remind yourself that doing less attracts more. Remind yourself that when you're in a vibrational alignment, you're, excuse me, in alignment, or you're in your true nature, who you really are. And I think we just need to, like I said, remind ourselves and let go a little bit more. Because I think sometimes our mind conjures things up in our heads that are totally not in alignment with who we really are, and then we get lost a little bit. And sometimes it has to happen in order to like find your way again. And maybe that's where the animal instinct thing comes in, because the animal has to, like, okay, they react to what's in their environment, and if they think, like I said, there's a threat, they're gonna, even if it's a perceived threat, right? Even if it's not really a threat, but it seems to be, they're still going to be on guard, right? They're still going to protect themselves, even if it seems to be, in the end, that it wasn't even really anything to be worried about. Like, that's how we can apply that to our lives. Like, the same thing goes for us. We're not always on point with, I mean, we're not perfect, right? But it's good to be in tune with your intuition so that you know whether something is really a threat or not. But when you've been through a lot of trauma, and then that brings out the shadow and the darkness, when you've been through that, like, your shadow side is saying, okay, now I'm getting it. Because I feel like these are opposite energies. See how she's totally open and willing to express herself through her voice? This one is in darkness and lost and sad and confused and depressed, right? Angry, whatever those dark emotions are, feeling forgotten about. And that's a lot of the time our shadow self is feeling that way, because it's still us, but it's a part of us that's forgotten or rejected. So the shadow is like saying, hello, hey, I'm over here. Like, what do you remember? And all the trauma I've been through. And sometimes what I'm getting also is that we can give into that a little bit too much sometimes. When we, again, with those perceived threats. So we don't want to just run with it and just be in survival mode and be like, oh, well, this seems to be a threat, so it must be a threat, because it's based off of the negative feelings of the shadow, if that makes sense. There's like a negativity there that the shadow is always dealt with. That's why it's the shadow, right? So, but we have to realize what I'm getting is, obviously we all have parts to us, right? But this part of us is, I think, more truly who we are. So like when it says my true love nature, this is what I picture. And then you have the star, like the star card. And I did get another card. I just want to kind of talk about these first, but I'm just looking at it all a little bit more. She's like totally open and totally, there's another word for it. She just wants to express, and yeah, the word is express and get whatever out she wants, you know, like her feelings and her, whatever's inside of her. I'm going to read from the book, because about this singer one, because I feel like it would make a lot more sense to get, you know, more of a overall idea of what this is. Okay. So it says singer, voice. We have the ability to emit a remarkable array of sounds. starting with speech and all of the variations and annotations that a spoken language demands. Although several other animals also express through their voice in some manner, the human voice is characterized by a wide range of possible expressions, depending upon volume, pitch, inflection, and other characteristics. This range of possibilities becomes even more apparent with singing. Singing depends on four mechanisms: the lungs, which supply the air; the larynx, which acts as a reed or vibrator; the chest, head cavities, and skeleton, which function as an amplifier; and the tongue, which works with the palate, teeth, and lips to articulate and form the sound that comes forth. Aside from the technical description of the mechanics involved, singing can express any mood you're feeling, at times coming from a deep and soulful place, giving voice to emotions that can't be expressed in other ways. It's a direct window into our soul, one we can tap into anytime we choose. So I like that. It's a direct window into our soul, one we can tap into anytime we choose. That is a key thing right there, because like I said, if there's a perceived threat, probably the shadows backing that perceived threat up, what it's saying is we can change that. We can it's a direct window to our soul. We can tap into anytime we choose. So we can choose at any time to go more into this energy, this emotion, this soulful, emotional thing that can be expressed through singing. I'm not saying you have to sing, it's just the energy of it. But it probably would help to maybe listen to your favorite songs and sing along and just have a good time. And or if you are a singer, tap more back into your creative abilities. Maybe you can write songs or even poems. You can sing poems too. I know that sounds a little interesting, but that's what I do. So I actually write music and I sing myself. So it's something that helps me a lot to express myself, and I always feel very fulfilled when I do it. Anyway, I'm going to get back into this. There's only a little bit more. So it says, sing as if no one is listening is an adage that, I think that's the word, that is appropriate whether you sing by yourself, with a group, or to an audience. The self-consciousness you may feel when you sing or attempt to sing, fostered by shame that most likely was embedded early in childhood, physically restricts your vocal cords, constricts your breathing, tightens your muscles, and inhibits the range of your voice. The result is when you attempt to sing, your inner critic jumps in to chastise you. This reinforces the already existing shame you feel at such self-expression. The barriers that were constructed in childhood and maintained through adulthood can now be dissolved. However, it will take your willingness to do what's necessary to lose that well-rehearsed self-consciousness. Start by singing in the shower, singing when no one's around. Then take a few voice lessons. With or without a musical instrument, make songs up, just as an uninhibited child would do. Over time, you'll find that singing regularly increases your confidence when speaking as well, and your breathing will improve even when you're not singing. Most of all, have fun with this and remember to call on this ancestor to support your efforts. I like that. So it's like saying your confidence, that's what I got most out of this, is like, or your self-consciousness, I should say. Maybe you feel like it's being tested right now. The self-consciousness you may feel when you sing or attempt to sing, fostered by shame that most likely was embedded early in childhood. Yeah. So when you sing, now if you're a singer and you know what I mean, you'll know what I mean. Like when you're singing and then you restrict that part of you, like maybe you feel like, oh, I'm gonna mess up, or the self-conscious thoughts that we usually have when we think, we get nervous and we think about, oh, how is it gonna sound, and is it gonna be good, or are people gonna like the singing, or maybe I'm gonna sound stupid, or whatever it is. It could be anything. What I'm getting is learn to release that. And I know it's easier said than done, but maybe you feel sometimes that the shadow overpowers things, like the shadow self overpowers how you really want to feel. Like this is how you really want to feel. And again, with the animal instinct, like perceived threats can really come into this. So maybe you feel restricted, or that you are self-conscious about something because of these perceived threats. Or maybe that's the result after. So I don't know if this resonates. I don't know if this resonates or not, but then we have this card, Round and Round. What I'm getting is that you might feel there are cycles that just aren't ending. You feel like, literally like the card says, round and round. I'm sorry, guys. Got a text message, but like, yeah, you might feel like it's the same old thing every single day. Like, is it gonna ever change? And 2 + 5 is 7. That is like a spiritual number, analytical wisdom, synchronicity. But yeah, what I'm getting from it is that lately you've been feeling like things are just continuously happening, like the same things happening over and over and over, and it's like, okay, can we get something different here, and I'm just reading this intuitively. I'm not sure exactly what the book says for that either, but we can definitely look and see what that says. I don't have to read the whole thing, but just to get like a basis of what it says. Okay, the essential meanings is the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. There we go. Yeah. So, yes, you do feel like things are continuous, or the same thing keeps happening, but I can tell you're eager to try to change those things. Maybe I can do a card on that too, like how to break these cycles that we know are helping us or for our greatest good, and how can we gain a new perspective. I'm just going to do the regular tarot. I did get another card, and I know I'm all over the place, but I'm going to do that after. But I think it has something to do with it, to be honest, now that I'm looking at it. It's the Imagine card. I think that's going to help us as a collective imagine all the possibilities. Imagine how you want it to be. Imagine how these cycles could change. What can you do to change? How can we see this from a new perspective? Oh, well, that's interesting. We have the Sun reversed. The Sun usually is it's the best card in the deck. So it's like no matter what, the Sun is usually a really good sign. But it can mean other things. It can mean being pessimistic or confused. You're confused, or maybe not seeing things that can be actually a good thing, or things that are changing but not realizing that they are changing for the good. Oh, just knocked the desk. Let's see. So things are going to improve. I guess keep your focus on that. Yeah, it usually means the same thing if it's upright or reversed, but maybe we just need to look at the fact that maybe we're worried that things aren't going to turn out good, or we're worried that this cycle is just going to keep on going. And we're like, okay, well, when's it going to end? But it's like, don't be pessimistic about it, and, you know, have hope for the future that, like, the more that you focus on and imagine what type of, like, we create our own reality, so imagine what you really want to create for yourself. I'm looking at this card, and I don't think I've ever seen this. Wow. Looks like a person. I don't know if I'm right, but it looks like a person holding, and this is a balloon, like holding this balloon, this moon balloon. That might be significant too, because there's another moon right here. Well, there's a sun and then the moon in it. Okay, what I'm getting is like seeing both sides of things, or all sides, instead of just looking at one. But then the moon represents like psychic energy and like your intuition and your emotions. So, there's many meanings to the moon, but mainly like psychic energy. And that would make sense with the Imagine card, but I'm trying to like figure out what, now there's steps, and then there's this cloaked person holding a balloon up in the air. I don't know why I'm getting this, but like the person in this scenario, in this like, okay, I'm reading intuitively for this reading, it can mean the person is imagining that this is the real moon, but it's really not, but it's maybe helping this person. I don't know why I'm getting this. This might be related to somebody, but like, not to say pretend, but kind of like, if you don't see things happening for you right now, and you don't say, okay, the person doesn't see the real moon, so the person's like, well, I'm going to create, like I said, we create our own reality, so I'm going to create the moon, not like they made the balloon, but like they're putting the balloon in the sky like that, reaching up, holding it up in the sky. I don't know why I'm getting this, but this is what, you know, that's how intuitive messages are. It's like she's doing it, or he is doing it to maybe like, okay, feel better, but not only feel better about the situation, but also holding the moon balloon up in the sky to say, like, I'm going to create what I want. I'm imagining that this is the real moon, even though I know it's not, but I'm imagining that it is, so that it comes to be, like, so that eventually the real moon will shine through. I don't know where this is coming from, but so the moon represents psychic energy. So it's almost like saying your psychic energy, your intuition will come through for you when you reach out to it, and when you say, this is what I want, and this is like, this is how it's gonna be. You know, it's kind of like you have to declare it and say, this is what I want. This is what is going to be. Because when we tell the universe, I want this, the universe doesn't understand that. The universe thinks you're separate from it. Because when you say you want something, you are sending the message to the universe that you don't have it, that you're separate from it. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't say I want it. So you have to act as though you already have it. And that's taught in many different teachings about manifesting or attracting what you want and need in life. Okay. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards. What does the collective need to know? Okay. Let me do one more. What does the collective need to hear right now? You know what? This one's the one that popped out more. Because there was a bunch of cards. So the Wheel of Fortune's good. The cycles are going to end. Oh, yeah, okay. So from that round and round card, this is telling me that things are not going to continue to be the same way that they have. Even though, again, it feels like that. And that's kind of like similar to the reading that I had yesterday. So cycles are ending. The cycles that you don't want to continue. Or maybe they're just really redundant, like, repetitive things that are, you just don't want your energy anymore. So it's definitely a good sign. New beginnings. And it's a good luck card, too. So it's like, the luck is on your side. And I keep shuffling. Alright, let me get to the point here. You might feel at this time with the Strength card in reverse, like you don't have the strength at times, or you're not, maybe you're not sure of where to go, what to do, how to handle it. Like, you definitely want to, though. Maybe you don't have trust in yourself, or just divine timing, like things working out for you. Maybe you're just feeling like, well, I'm not seeing anything happen now, so I just don't trust it. Or maybe you just feel like you can't take any action right now. Maybe you're uncomfortable being vulnerable. I think that's more so what it is. Like, allowing yourself to be vulnerable is very important at this time. Maybe not too much, we want to be balanced, but we want to be vulnerable as well. Especially with the universe, with God, we want to be as vulnerable as we possibly can. And surrender. That's what I'm hearing. Surrender. Just surrender. Give it over to God. Give it over to the universe. The angels, your guides, they're there. They're helping you. So I know you feel weak right now. Like I said, it kind of relates to the message that we got yesterday. Also, when I was talking, I got the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to put that there. But let's talk about the Seven of Wands. Okay, usually upright, the Seven of Wands is like standing your ground or feeling like you have to defend yourself. But the other way, I would say it's more of being like defensive, or yeah, being reversed is I don't know, feeling like you're defeated, or like, yeah, like thinking that these things, not thinking, but feeling like nothing you do is gonna work. Nothing, or like you've been defending yourself for so long, it's kind of like, okay, like, you know, like I said about the round and round and the cycles, it's like, okay, but these cycles keep happening, you know? And I think the message there is to keep standing your ground. And I know a lot of, like, life is throwing a lot of crap at you right now. Got Four of Wands. But it's very important to just stay on your path and like continue and know and trust yourself and trust the universe. Like, trust that the universe is going to do what it needs to do for you. And maybe you're feeling you're taking on too much, or like you have to defend against so many things, but you really don't. I think sometimes we feel like we have to defend ourselves a lot more than we actually do. But the Queen of Pentacles is definitely a good sign. So this could be you, or another person in your life is very dependable. I would say nurturing and supportive. Like, there for you, you know? There for you in that type of situation. And maybe this is about yourself. Like, you are there for yourself. And I didn't even know there was a rabbit right here. Wow. So rabbits represent fertility. Oh, okay. I gotta show you guys this too, because you're gonna release yourself from feeling trapped or restricted in some way. And I'm just gonna put that there randomly so you can see it. Yeah, the rabbit represents like fertility, and that's maybe what it's saying is that what's going to be fertile is everything that you have been trying to create in your life. Everything that you have been trying to manifest. And it's funny because I just got the Magician in reverse, but I think this is just you feeling like you can't manifest. But know that you can. Know that it's in the works. You know? I'm just going to put these down here, actually. You can kind of see them, but let me see. That's good. You get it. Anyways, the Four of Wands is like celebration, support. Again, you have support. So this is telling me you definitely have support. And that could be from people, that could be from your spirit guides. And I'm just getting like overall, you definitely have support from your, you know, that's a good sign. You have support from yourself. You're a very dependable person, or you have dependable, supportive people around you that are backing you up. And it's also a celebration card, celebrating your wins, you know, your achievements. It could be a event, like a huge event that deals with celebrating. I mean, this is a good sign too. You're releasing yourself from a lot of pain. And you're going to come out on the other side. You are. You're going to come out on the other side, whether you think you are or not. Even though the Ten of Swords, though, reverse does mean you don't want something to come to an end. Sorry about that. like there's a delayed ending. But you're definitely going to get out of it because of the 8 of... I got a little... I got cut off. But I just wanted to add in here that the Ten of Swords reversed, it has many, a lot of these cards have many different meanings, so it's like, that's why it's good to read it intuitively. And what also I got from this was that not only is there's a release from this feeling of being defeated or being trapped, but you're also, you're looking at things for what they actually really are. You're not trying to make sense of it only in one way. Like, you're looking at it in many different ways now. And then, like, the Sun card that we had reversed, it's like the sun is going to rise again. You know, no matter how much darkness that you've been through, no matter how many, you know, trials and tribulations you've gone through, you're still coming out better than what you were. But I think it's good to just keep that energy of like knowing this is the way it is, and also accepting the shadow part of yourself and bringing that to light. That's how you're going to get to the sunlight, if that makes sense. So, like, we had the shadow card, the darkness. Look at how dark it is. It's black. You know? So, and right here, there's clouds in the middle, and then the sunlight. So, this, to me, being reversed, the sunlight is on top. The sunlight is what you're focused on and what is the goal. So bringing that darkness to light is going to help you overcome what you're going through. I'm going to pull some other cards. 1 second. Okay. I know this is a little off-centered, but it's the best I can do right now. Okay, so we're going to pull from my deck that I made. Any more words of encouragement for the collective in this situation? Any words of advice? Okay, I got a lot of cards, but... okay, so I got fiery energy. This is the wands in the deck. Spiritual. Passion as well. Deals with the spiritual side, and it deals with passion. I guess what I could say about this is follow your passions. Follow your inner guidance system. What you really want out of life. And we also have confidence. So tap into that confidence. Like we were saying with the Singer card, you might feel like self-conscious. You don't, you know, you're watching every move you're making and almost too much to the point of where it's stressing you out. So know that you have that confidence within you to accomplish or to just be who you are. Be true to who you are. We also have, I got these cards as well, but I feel like they're a little bit too much right now. But you know what? They have to be part of the reading, right? If they came out. So we have Scorpio. These are zodiac signs that popped out. I can relate that with the darkness or the shadow card because Scorpio deals with death, or it deals with like, well, death and rebirth, things that need to die, that need to also be rebirthed again, cycles, you know, transformation, evolution. Also deals with spirituality. But then we also have Leo. And Leo, that energy is definitely about being an individual, you know, being an individual, being independent, being confident, and pride, success, right? Knowing your worth. And it deals with the heart chakra as well. Oh, and the sun. If you think about it, the sun is all of that energy as well. Confidence, happiness. And we had the sun card in here, you know. So it's like, step into that. Step into your individuality. Who are you? Like I said, who are you really? And then we have Cancer. And Cancer, that is connected to the moon energy. And it deals with sensitivity, your intuition, like psychic powers, cycles as well. Oh, here we go with the cycles again. So listen to your intuition. Get in tune with your sensitivity to things. And honor that part of yourself. And Cancer is a nurturing sign. So it's like, nurture yourself as well in these times. The moon is you know, only out in the darkness. Why? To help us see, to guide us if we were traveling at night, right? Or if we're just outside, the moon is there to it's like the light, it's like lighting a candle in the darkness, you know. It guides us. So let your intuition guide you. And I know I say this a lot because I feel like this could be applied to any reading, you know. I think it's important for everybody to remember our intuition is always very, very, very important to follow. And so obviously there are some cycles as well that need to be looked at, and also find out what needs to be done in order for these cycles to end. And then for new ones, more I was going to say deserving, but it's not really deserving, but like, well, I guess it is a deserving energy, but that's not particularly what I wanted to say, but it's more of cycles that fit you, that serve you, that are in alignment with who you really are. And I also got magical and expansion. So tap into what you believe to be magical about yourself. Also find the positives. Find the positives within yourself and amplify those positives, because that's going to give you confidence and that's going to give you courage. You know, because we had that strength card reversed. So, you know, we obviously need some courage right now, and that's going to help us to tap into whatever we view magical about ourselves or around us. And then we also have expansion. I feel like that deals with the sun as well. Like, that's a very expanding energy. And the sun and Leo has a lot of energy. It's a fire sign. Sorry about that again, guys. I forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb. But, cards are popping out everywhere. So maybe also expand on your ways of thinking about things. And there will be expansion once you tap into more of, honoring your dark sides, tapping into your confidence and your individuality, tapping into your intuition and your sensitivity. Those things are going to expand, like, possibilities in your life. Like, I think of possibilities when I hear expansion and growth. How about one more card for the collective? Invite. I just feel like this means not so much an invite like to a party or anything. I just feel it's an invite to yourself. Like, invite these energies within you. Invite a new way of being. We have to accept a new way of being in order for things to change. In order to close these cycles. So it's like saying invite this new cycle in. And then something else popped out. I mean, it could very well be an invite to an event or something that's going to help you expand on these energies that I was speaking of, like accepting yourself, for who you really are, your dark parts, your light parts, your and your really deep innermost feelings and emotions and thoughts and what you need to express. Let that whatever's going to lead you to that, it might be an invite. Because it's funny, I have social on this top of the deck, so that deals with obviously communication, friendships. So there might be, we already had a card that was 2 cards that were saying intuitively to me that there are people supportive of you, and maybe you need to get together with those types of people that will bring out more of these energies within you. And then we also have inner knowing that popped out. So you have this inner knowing. We all do. It's like speaking to me more and more. Like, it's a very highlighted message where it's, again, listen to your inner self. And then with Gemini popping out, I'm getting that we have to look at both sides of ourselves. Gemini deals with communication as well because of Mercury. It's Mercury rules Gemini, or I forgot how it goes. Gemini and Virgo rules Mercury, or Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. I think it's the planet rules the signs. But anyways, it rules over communication and thinking, learning. So, what I'm getting is, communication with others is somehow going to help you tap into these. It's kind of like you're going to develop some sort of skill with being able to communicate with others. Not necessarily about this stuff, but it might be. But it's going to encourage you to be more open to these energies and like this change of cycles. And like I said, like Gemini is a twin, so it's like there's 2 sides of us, and I think we need to really integrate those together, and that's also going to help embrace these energies. And then we have unique. Embrace that you are a unique person, and know that you're unique. There's an inner knowing, like, know. It's funny because I just saw confirmation on one of the cards. Know that you're unique. You're like no one else. Maybe you've been feeling self-conscious about that as well, and not feeling as though you are special or unique, or you might feel like you are like everyone else. But that's not true. You know? So know that uniqueness will also propel you forward into this new change. So that's all I have for today. And if you guys like the video, please like. And if you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe as well. I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. It means a lot to me. And I will try to get a reading in, again, another one today. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.